All right, those were all of our mac and cheeses into our large casserole dish. I'm gonna start by adding all of our cheeses. So that's just our original mac and cheese. We have our hot Cheetos mac and cheese little powder here. Oh, look at the color on that one. Next, I have our Velveeta cheese bag that we're going right on top of all of those Velveeta noodles. I absolutely love making this fun little potluck dish, especially now that we have summer here. I have our macaroni creamy white cheddar, which is a knockoff of the pastaroni. Super tasty if you have not tried it. And then we have our organic little deluxe cheddar mac and cheese from Simply Organic. Just gonna make sure that we get all of those into our little to-go dish. And then lastly, we have that Auntie Anne's little cheese dish, just like so, into our to-go tin. In addition, I'm gonna come in with our log of Velveeta right into the center. And of course, one of my favorite cheeses to use is we're gonna go in with our Boursin cheese. This is actually the garlic and onion one. And I'm just gonna start by crumbling that all up into our little dish here, all on top of our variety of mac and cheeses. You can do any variety of mac and cheese. These are just what I really enjoy, especially that hot Cheetos one. We all know I love a good little spice. We'll get that all on top of all of our mac and cheeses. I have 1 block of our softened cream cheese that we're also just gonna pop right into the center. And then I'm also gonna be coming with our vitamin D milk, because remember, we have all of those noodles, so we wanna make sure that we get everything nice and cooked and creamy. I'm just doing a vitamin D milk. You could do any kind of milk you'd like. I know if you're lactose intolerant, or you can do a skim, or you can do a low fat, but I just like a good old fashioned vitamin D. And then remember, with all those pastas, I think each of them calls for quite a bit of liquid. So we're just going in with our half gallon, and we have all that cheese. It's just gonna make it super, super creamy and absolutely delicious if you ask me. Maybe a little more right here. Boom. All right, now that we have all of our milk in there, what else do we need? We just need some more cheese. I'm going in with a cheddar jack where we have our family size 2-pound bag. Ooh. And you can do any cheese you want. Remember, we have that Velveeta, we have our Boursin, we have our cream cheese, and then this is just really to offset all of those kind of synthetic cheeses. We're just going in with that entire bag. Don't be shy. This is a mac and cheese. Remember, we have 6 boxes of noodles in there too. More cheese the merrier. Oh, this is already looking super tasty. Perfect for Father's Day coming up, even picnic, potluck, anything your heart desires. And then remember, we're gonna hold and support our bottom. Whew, she's heavy. Ooh. All right, we got this. We're going into our oven for about 40 minutes at 350. All right, that was 1 can of our sauerkraut. In addition to our sauerkraut, I'm also coming in with one of my favorite cheeses, the Swiss cheese. I'm actually gonna be using these blocks of Swiss cheese. I really love Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut is a great combination for this easy and delicious little 1-pan appetizer. I'm also gonna be coming in with 2 blocks of our softened cream cheese. And of course, we cannot have any kind of sauerkraut or Swiss without some of my favorite deli meat. I'm going in with pastrami. You could also do a corned beef here. You could do a turkey. You could do a ham. Honestly, any kind of fresh deli meat. Honestly, anything kind of peppered would be really tasty here. But I'm gonna go in with my pastrami, which is one of my favorites to use, just like so, right into our container. Thankfully, I grabbed 2 because the more meat, the better. I love a good pastrami sandwich, so I decided to kind of make a appetizer that really plays nicely with my pastrami sandwich obsession. So we're just going in with all that delicious pastrami, just like so. I just like to rip some of those up too, so you can get some big pieces, some small pieces, right on top of all of our sauerkraut, our Swiss cheese, and our cream cheese. In addition, I'm gonna come in with some Daisy sour cream, and we are not just doing a dollop of Daisy, we are going in with this entire 24 ounces of our sour cream, just like so, with our cream cheese, our Swiss, our sauerkraut, and our pastrami, just like so. I love adding cream cheese. I love adding sour cream to this. You could also do a Greek yogurt if you wanted. And then, of course, we cannot finish this recipe without our Thousand Island dressing. I just use the traditional brand, but you could do any kind of brand you'd like. I'm not picky when it comes to my Thousand Island, but I'm gonna try and use this entire bottle right on top of everything, just like so. This is already smelling super tasty. Once we have all of our sauce in there, I'm gonna come back in with my little spatula here, and we are just gonna start to really mix all of that together with our sauerkraut, our pastrami, our sour cream, and of course our cream cheese and our Swiss cheese, just like so. I'm a big fan of sauerkraut. I actually haven't made my own, but if you wanted to make your own, you definitely could. It's pretty much just fermented cabbage, I believe. But this is looking really, really tasty. So we're gonna go ahead and get this nice and mixed up before we move on to our next step. All right, now that we have everything super well combined, besides obviously that big block of our Swiss cheese, we are just gonna place this into the oven. I'm going for about 40 minutes at 350 for this delicious appetizer. All right, now that we have all of our rices in there, I'm gonna come in with our 3 pepper and onion blend. I love using just the frozen blend of this, just the Kroger brand will work. I absolutely love making this super easy and fun little potluck dish. It's perfect for the summer and you can really customize it. In addition to our peppers and onions, I'm also gonna go in with a baby gold and white corn from Bird's Eye. Again, I like using the frozen ones because it adds a little bit of moisture with all of our different rices. And I did a variety of different rices, but you can do any kind of rice you'd like. I like to add some with the rice and the beans and different flavorings, but I'm kind of going for a Tex-mex vibe. In addition to our veg, I'm gonna come in with my very large and in charge red enchilada sauce. We're gonna go right on top of all of those yummy rices and all of our fajita veggies, just like so. You could obviously make your own enchilada sauce. You could also do a green enchilada sauce, but I am a big fan of the red. You could also do a combination if you wanted to do both red and green, totally up to you. But remember, we need to get some of that moisture in there so we can start cooking that rice. So use that entire large can of our red enchilada sauce. And then I'm gonna come in with our vegetable broth. I am choosing to use a vegetable broth. You could do beef or chicken or even a stock. If anybody knows what the difference between a broth and a stock is, you'll have to let me know in the comments. But like I said, we are going to a potluck, and this is one of my favorite dishes to bring easy, quick, and you can always prep it ahead of time and then go to your friends or family's house and cook it at their house. But we're just going in with that entire thing of stock right over our fajita veggies and our 6 different little Spanish rices. As everyone knows, I love doing these kind of variety side dishes, mac and cheeses, pastas, and of course, rice. Perfect. All right, we are ready to go in our oven. Make sure you always support your bottom. This one's a long one. We're going into the oven. We're gonna go for about an hour at 300 degrees. All right, we're just gonna come in with all of our seasoning packets for this delicious and easy little pasta dish. One of my favorites to use is that jalapeno Cheeto mac and cheese. I love making this dish for any kind of potluck. It is super easy and always super delicious. Don't forget, we also had our lasagna in there as well, which is a great little combination with our Alfredo, our Cheeto, our little Auntie Anne. I just did all of my pastas into my little chafing dish. I also had this fun one, the Supreme from Stouffer's, which I've never tried before, but it comes with this big white cheddar cheese pack, which seems very intriguing to me. So we're just making sure that we get all of those seasoning packets on top of their respectable pasta. I also had that Auntie Anne's, which is kind of like their healthy version of their white sauce pasta. And then my favorite, which is the North, and it actually came with the seasonings inside. Now that we have our pastas in, I'm gonna come in with my large thing of softened cream cheese right in the center. Now that we have everything into our chafing dish, I'm just gonna come in with our milk. As a reminder, most of these pastas need some milk to cook through all of that pasta. You could do any variety of pasta you like. This time around, I kind of went for more Alfredo and red sauce vibes. Also, fun fact, they did not really have a lot of red sauce pastas, which was news to me, but these were just what I could find, and I'm gonna make a super tasty little potluck dish today. So that was maybe about 2 cups of milk right into our large little chafing dish, just our regular vitamin D. In addition, I'm gonna take my little cookie scoop, and I have just our spreadable butter, and I'm just gonna take small little dollops of that butter and pop 1 scoop of butter onto each one of our pastas, just like so. You could obviously do any kind of cheese, any kind of pastas you'd like. You can make your own pastas. But I'm just going in with just a little bit of butter right on top of each one of our little pasta sides. This is one of my favorite things to make, especially when I have a large group of people coming to see me. Friends, family, acquaintances, partners. We're just going in with that butter, just like so. And of course, no pasta is complete without some shredded mozzarella. You could also do an Italian blend here or a Parmesan, but I think mozzarella and that Alfredo and that lasagna one, and of course our little hot Cheeto one, which, fun fact, hot Cheeto is one of my favorite ones to use. I think last time I did the Flamin' Hot. This time we did the creamy jalapeno, which sounded so delicious to me. I'm just going right on over with just maybe about half that mozzarella bag. These are super large shreds, but you can always add more or you can take away. I'm just gonna make sure that that's nice and spread out. And then remember, we have that cream cheese block, our butter, our milk. And we always wanna support our bottoms. So we're going into the oven. We're going about 35 minutes at 400 degrees. Oh my goodness. This looks and smells so amazing. Remember, we have that cream cheese, our Velveeta or Boursin, our hot Cheeto mac and cheese, our original, and we cannot go in. We have to just give this a nice big stir. We want to make sure we get that all nice and creamy and blended. Ooh, look at all that Velveeta. Oh, and the crunchy part of that mac and cheese is the best part. Oh, we want to make sure we get that cream cheese spread out. Oh, my mouth is absolutely watering. The smell of cheese and garlic and just pasta. Oh, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get this nice and well combined before we move on to our next step. And that is the sound of a good macaroni and cheese. Look at our hot Cheetos one. That's gonna be probably my favorite. Now that we have this all beautifully mixed together, we have to give this a try. I mean, am I right? Oh, I wanna make sure we get a little bit of everything. Oh, the hot Cheetos being my favorite. Oh, you cannot tell me that doesn't look like the cheesiest macaroni and cheese you've ever seen. Oh my goodness, make sure we get a little bit of all of that. Oh, she's drowning in cheese, just how I like it. All right, our moment of truth. We have six macaroni and cheeses, plus our Boursin, plus our Velveeta, plus our cheese. It's gonna be super, super hot. Dangerous, creamy, delicious, little bit of spice, little bit of garlic from that Boursin. You gotta give this a try. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Our delicious pastrami hot dip is out of the oven and she smells so amazing. You can see our crispy bits of our pastrami. We're gonna try and break up some of that cheese, of course our sauerkraut. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start by gently kind of moving everything around. We wanna make sure that we get that Swiss cheese, our sour cream, and our cream cheese all really well combined for this amazing game day dip. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. It smells savory, it smells salty, it smells like cabbage, which I love. And then we have those crispy bits, like I was saying, with big hunks of that pastrami. Oh my goodness. We just pulled this out of the oven, so it's super, super hot. But you could also do this in a crock pot. You can do it in a casserole dish, but we are feeding a small army today, so I decided to go big or go home, am I right? But look at all of those delicious flavors. Really melded together really, really well. Like I said, I'm just really trying to break up that Swiss cheese, our cream cheese, and our sour cream. But that is looking amazing if you ask me. And the perfect vessel for any dip. We have the one, the only Tostino's Scoops Original, which is one of my favorites. You could also do a Frito here. Like the Frito scoops are really good, but our moment of truth. Oh, she's looking delicious. I wanna see if I can get, there we go, a little more. She's really, really hot, but oh, I mean, the sauerkraut, everything is there. Looking so easy, looking so delicious, perfect for game day. You have to give this a try. Wow, this is smelling absolutely amazing. It's smelling spicy, it's smelling festive. Now that we've taken it out of the oven, look at all this corn, all of our veggies. I'm just gonna go in with our little spoon here and see that rice is perfectly cooked. I'm just showing everyone, all the haters, that this is the dish of the season. I'm just going ahead and mixing everything together. You can see our black beans as well. Oh my gosh, this is smelling spicy and savory. Perfect little dish for a potluck. Look at all the colors too. I mean, Chipotle, we don't need her. Taco Bell, we don't need them. Oh, all right, now that we're getting this all mixed up, look at all of that. It's perfectly cooked too. That rice is fluffy and it has all that delicious vegetable broth in it and all those seasonings from each box. But I'm gonna start and top it off with some chopped cilantro, just for some added greenery. You could also top it with some avocado, some salsa, some crema, anything, avocado, crema. But now that we have the cilantro on there, I'm gonna go back in. I have my bowl. I'm gonna go right in the middle. Oh, I mean, look at how delicious and fluffy. And then you could just put that back right there. It's like we didn't even try any. All right, moment of truth. Remember, we have our corn, our beans, our bell peppers, and our onions, and all of those yummy, like Tex-mex rice flavors. Oh, she's gonna be hot, so blowing it. Oh my gosh. Like everything you would imagine times 10. Super tasty. You gotta try it. Oh my goodness. This is smelling so cheesy, so amazing. But I just pulled it out of the oven and we wanna make sure that we get everything nice and mixed together. Oh, that cream cheese is perfectly melted. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start by mixing everything together. Look at how creamy and cheesy. I think that's our Knorr one. And I think these are, yeah, our shells. Oh my goodness. My mouth is absolutely watering. I'm just gonna make sure that we get everything well combined before we move on to our next step. Oh, look at all that too. I forgot we had our lasagna one in there. Oh, my mouth is watering. Oh, that's definitely the hot Cheeto one. Oh my goodness. All right, we have that all mixed together. Everything. Remember, we have our Auntie-Anne's, our hot Cheetos, our Knorrs. Oh, I mean, let's get ready for that cheese pull. Oh, moment of silence. Oh, she is beauty, she is grace. I love cheese, so we are just going to do double with the cheese. Oh, the perfect little potluck side dish you will ever try. Spicy, cheesy, garlicky, Alfredo-y. Also probably really hot, but oh, everything I want in a pasta in a potluck dish. You could top this with like breadcrumbs if you wanted to even, or more cheese. Oh, I can taste the spicy jalapeno from the Cheetos one, all the Alfredo sauces. This is a winner. You gotta give it a try.